Welcome back into Game Fanatics to our continuing Let's Play of the Rootrees Are Dead. Cats, you guys gonna behave? I'm asking them because they're both up here right now. Okay, one just left. Alright. So, good evening. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. It's morning for me, but you'll be watching this in the evening. I am determined to make some progress. If I remember correctly, 2 episodes ago, we came across something that had to do with the Leroux sisters, and I didn't end up looking into it further. I remember it being something online about, like, the Leroux sisters. But I have no idea. I know it came from information that we had about the band. So let's look back into that. Diamond Leroux, we'll look into her. Do I spell it again? Laroux. Oh, okay. Diamond's Dazzlers is the name of the official fan club for Jim and Diamond. You find a forum post called Cool Things You Got in the Mail on a random forum about video games. One reply mentions that Jim and Diamond still send out a Christmas card every year to the Diamond's Dazzlers. It's accompanied by some pictures as well as some history about the fan club. Apparently, even though it's no longer available to join, Jim and Diamond still honor it themselves personally. There's a fierce debate in the subsequent posts about whether that's cool or pathetic. Among the pictures of Christmas cards from over the years, only one is relevant. The card from 1996 included pictures of Jim and Diamond's young son, Wolf, as well as a note about his daughter's band, the Floozies. That picture has been added to your evidence. So daughter has a band, so she's a musician, Candy, and their son's name is Wolf. We found a picture on a Christmas card from Jim and Diamond, their fan club in 1996, 2 years ago. The description said it included a picture of his son Wolf listening to his parents' latest music. Okay, so that means she's a musician. Wolf. Roottree. We don't know what his position is, or what his job is. I'm gonna guess he's a kid. He looks pretty young in this picture, and this was only 2 years ago. So he might still be in school, similar to how these two are. And then, let's see here. The Floozies. Alright. So the Floozies are an all-female punk band operating out of New York City. They're mentioned in passing in an online review from earlier this year. Apparently they were opening act for the band the reviewer actually came to see. The reviewer writes that she normally doesn't review the opening act, but this one was unusual. And not because of the music, which she described as loud, fast, and repetitive, but not in the good way. The trio was extremely cagey about their identities. The reviewer asked the venue who they were, and she was told they were rumored to be the children of other famous musicians. Didn't want that to be why they became popular. The reviewer also mentioned that for an underground and unknown band with absolutely no following, their equipment was all extremely expensive, and not only were they selling CDs, but they only cost $1. They probably were losing a fortune. The reviewer said although she bought a copy, she would be unlikely to ever listen to any of it again, except maybe Beef Baby, the 7th track. There is no picture of the Floozies performing live, but the cover from the CD they were selling, Conquistador, has been added to your evidence. Beef Baby. It's a song by the Floozies. You can't actually find anything else about it anywhere, but with a name like that, it's hard not to speculate the subject matter, isn't it? Could it be a euphemism about a newborn cow, or perhaps the Floozies are holding a grudge against a toddler? It certainly piques your curiosity if only you had the time and resources to look into it further. About Conquistador. Nothing else. Now, this also suggests that they are... She was performing with 2 others who were also the children of famous musicians. I think somebody just tried to call me. Alright, where is it? Here we go. Guitar, vocals, Candy. Bass, Nikki. Drums, Nina. Nikki and Nina. We'll check the family tree to see if that's something that comes up. But we're gonna throw Candy on here. Okay, so what do we get? Ah, so he did actually go into advertising after his music career. That was a good guess on my part. Okay, so we've made great strides in progress with this family tree, branch of the family tree. It's the only one we've really found a lot of information about. But is Nina and what was the other one? Nikki. Are they part of the family? Nicole and Nicole. So maybe that's a one, but nothing else. I still want to figure out more about the LaRue sisters. I'm hoping that it leads to more information about Chris here. The Lucky LaRose, that's what we were looking into. But there's no information here. Alright, in an article from 1968, you find a small section focusing on young upcoming talents that Modern Music Monthly predicts will make it big. It has this to say about the LaRose. The LaRose sisters got their start doing session work for their great-uncle's record label. Now that he's passed, they've moved on to bigger and better ventures and are going by their full names. Who had the great-uncle? Great-uncle would have been... Miracle or Roottree Jr.? I have no idea. So the LaRose sisters are down in this generation. Uncles would be this one. Great uncle. I I don't know. Although it's on the LaRose side, so great uncle is completely irrelevant if it's not a root tree. Diamond and Jane have been touring with some famous faces, ever heard of the Roottrees, and looking to release an album sometime next year. Youngest Kim is about to step into a prominent role on Broadway, taking over for one of the children in Oliver. I guess this really didn't give us more information. Nothing about Chris there. All right. So, unfortunately, I have no idea where to go from here. Like, no clue at all. Because we've tried looking into Samantha Roottree to find out anything about her branch of the family. There's nothing there. I've tried to look into Angelica and Zach Morden. Haven't found anything. I've identified the name of some of Lauren's siblings with the last C in Clancy Jr., but nothing further about them. The only thing we can learn about Clancy Edward Roottree is about the Clancid Trust. Gwen, we know about her kids, her boys, Robert and Ronald, but we don't know which is which. And then Miracle, I have nothing else I know about him. Let's try looking at Miracle Jr. I mean, he was a one that we should have been able to find more info about. Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name in promotional material. Instead, he goes by it shortened to Miracle Jr. There should still be information about him, though, right? Miracle Roottree and his son, who goes exclusively by Miracle Jr., have appeared in the Butler County Times a great deal over the years. The Miracle Network, which is a collection of churches, television shows, and products. That tells us nothing. You do find one article mentioning legal troubles. Production company run by Miracle Roottree Estate. It's quite bare bones, but has the following blurb. Miracle Roottree arrived so late in the mother's life, the doctors swore he wouldn't survive his first year. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brother and sisters by over 14 years. With a birth that late, the final child of his generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems, but still with the power gone on his side, he persevered, triumphed over those complications. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Roottree name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level. Via the power of television, Miracle Jr. spread the gospel across the entirety of New England. He has since left the life of glamour and glitz behind to reach the... So Miracle Jr., glamour and glitz behind. Could there be something in the Starlet about him? No. And we know about the Three Miracles tour. Yeah, so really nothing else about it. All we got from that as far as evidence was this poster here, which gave us the images of Miracle Jr. and Miracle the Third. And that's how we learned about his wife being Nicole, but we don't know if it's Madsen or Smith. I'm just going to throw one of them on there for now. We'll go with Smith. That way the next time we lock something in, we'll see if it locks in as well as additional information. If not, then we know it's the other Nicole. We'll use that as a way of eliminating that information. Yeah, I know nothing else about that side of the family. So we're going to go ahead and start using hints. To figure out... We need another piece of evidence to work on this family tree. So I am going to take some hints. Marn 5-piece flavors aren't helpful, but there might be something in the description of the ad that is... in here. Teen Blast magazine. This is an advertisement for 5-piece aimed at kids from the magazine Teen Blast. It mentions that the 5 pieces were aimed at such because the original had 5 children. The ad also mentions that current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. Yes, we know that. Like, they got rid of elderberry as a flavor. But this doesn't actually tell me anything useful. Other than 5 pieces in Teen Blast. Alright, new periodical added, Teen Blast. Teen Blast has played host to many Roottree advertisements over the years for many of their products, including 5 pieces. They flood the results. One of them was already in your evidence. Having another periodical to search might be helpful once we start looking into these next generation, but that also didn't tell me anything useful. Alright, another hint, please. The Spire search for Teen Blast mentioned a Roottree. Let's see if we can track down that edition. Teen Blast is a magazine aimed at teenage girls. Their website has a news section that offers condolences for the loss of the Roottree sisters. Their fashion line was often covered by our magazine, and Rihanna Roottree's first appearance on the cover on her 16th birthday. Why is it giving me clues about somebody that we figured out so long ago? What was the clue from that? I guess I can search Teen Blast for Rihanna Roottree. Over the Teen Blast, she's 16, did an interview. You can add the cover and article to your evidence. Okay, so the article might be helpful. So this just covers an additional photo for Rihanna. Alright, TMS, what's he up to? Teen Blast can tell you. We know who TMS is, right? Because that's Thomas Sheridan, her husband. Brother Trouble, new gossip. Also, how to know if he's interested and win a trip to the set of a new movie. Rihanna's Sweet 16, the candy girl gets serious about her inspirations and aspirations. There's an article about Rihanna Roottree from 1994. This issue also mentions TMS and Brother Trouble. In an interview, Rihanna talks about her inspirations. One important thing I learned from an early age is that dreams are not outside of our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor who taught lectures about history. History professor? He always told me that history was full of people from famous families who wasted their fame and fortune by taking it for granted. Instead, he told me I should go out and use my name to accomplish something. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot because I have other people in my family that have also made the Roottree name famous for things besides candy. His older sister even wrote a book that some of my friends tell me they had to read in school. So yeah, they're talking about Lauren. I took advice, and now I work with my mom, designing clothing. I help decide what colors and patterns I want to model, then she designs the clothes with a team of amazing men and women. Although my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me he was really proud of what we've managed to accomplish. Laura Carlson. There we go. We've got the spouse for Clancy Jr. And we also learned that he is a professor. Now, also, the other thing we want to figure out is the images for these folks. We don't know a lot of their professions, so figuring out. Because he would be from this generation. And we know he's not Zach, who's the oldest, but he's probably going to be the second oldest from that photo. So he might be this one. I'm gonna go with this one for now. We'll see when we get some others figured out if that's correct or not. We also know there's 2 more boys, and I'm assuming a girl. But there's no other picture other than 2 more boys from that photo. Odd. You know, this is Robert and Ronald, or Roland. We just don't know what their professions are. I'm gonna go with this for now. There's just no more information here. Brother Trouble? We can look into that, maybe? Brother Trouble was a 1989 sitcom about 2 16-year-old brothers the same age, one adopted, played by Tommy Mark Sheridan and Dustin Christopher Baker. Their single mother, played by stand-up Penelope Tessa Green, often had to navigate her job as a magazine columnist, as well as the troubles that came with raising 2 boys who were extremely competitive in sports, academics, and even romantic pursuit of their next-door neighbor, Roxy. The showrunner was small screen director Ron Roottree. Ron Roottree is a small screen director and head of RR Productions. He directed episodes of a few other shows before showrunning and creating a 1-season hit, Brother Trouble. The show was canceled partway through season 2. Who would be Ron Roottree? Maybe here? Ronald Roottree would be the full name? No, because Ron we know is one of these 2, I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna go with Ronald Roottree. We know it's one of these 2 brothers. We don't know who, but we do know that they are a screenwriter. We don't know if that's correct or not. What we're gonna want to figure out is one more person's information, and then we can kind of test it as the 3rd one to solve by switching out the picture or the name. Anyways, why is Roxy set up like that? I don't know. The show had a strong ratings through the entirety of season 1, rocketing both Sheridan and Baker to instant stardom, mostly amongst the teenage girl demographic. However, it was canceled in 1991 midway through the 2nd season due to a significant drop-off in ratings. So Tommy Mark Sheridan was... TMS is a common abbreviation in the early 90s teen heartthrob Tommy Mark Sheridan. His first credited role as Thomas Sheridan was on a soap opera called Time Marches Onward. He skyrocketed to popularity after starring role in the sitcom Brother Trouble. Since the end of Brother Trouble, he has often been on the cover of tabloids for his supposed drug use and more recently his relationship with Rihanna Roottree. After a short engagement, they married in 1997 when she was only 19 and he was 23. Okay, what about Dustin Christopher Baker? It's often abbreviated DCB by his teenage fans. Since leaving Brother Trouble, he's appeared in a few straight-to-VHS movies that adapt classic literature to a family audience with minor success, the most popular of which was Jane Eyre, which reimagined the Charlotte Bronte novel as a high school romance with a focus on skateboarding. He doesn't seem to be associated with the Roottrees. nothing else there. Who is Penelope? Penelope Tessie Green is a retired comedian. There's a result for the Laugh Lounge, a club in Reno that claims Penelope got her stand-up start and first did her famously raunchy breast milk cheese routine in the 80s before she was a TV star in Brother Trouble. The site claims she retired for the birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers, doing more family-friendly material. You find a picture labeled Joko Lantern 1997, as well as a different picture labeled Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets. Both have been added to evidence. Who is this? You found this on a website about a comedy club called the Laugh Lounge. It's a photo titled Joko Lantern 1997 and was taken during one of Penelope Tessa Green's fundraisers. Found this on a website about a comedy club called the Laugh Lounge. It was captioned Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets, 1994. The Laugh Lounge Comedy Club hosts several fundraisers throughout the year, but the most famous one seems to be Joko Lantern, which happens every Halloween. Comics and patrons are encouraged to wear costumes, and it seems the person with the best costume wins a voucher which can be redeemed for 5 pounds of buffalo wings. There's a 2-drink minimum and zero tolerance policy for heckling. Every year we tell people not to heckle the comics, and every year someone ends up getting kicked out. Don't do it. So this kind of just took me down a really weird branch of information, because I have no idea who Penelope Tessa Green is, who Jack is, and where they fall in the family tree. I have no clue. Yeah. So, unfortunately, that's where we're going to leave off with this one, guys. We did make progress. We got Clark locked in. We also got Candy and Wolf Roottree locked in. So we did get a set of 3 locked in. I'm pretty sure this is going to be Clancy Jr. Roottree. I'm guessing on the photo, but we did learn he was a history professor from reading about Rihanna Roottree in the magazine. And then I'm guessing, because they talk about Brother Trouble with Thomas Sheridan with the screenwriter Ron Roottree, which we know Ronald and Ronald and Robert are more than likely Gwen Roottree's sons, which she's the actor or actress. So it makes perfect sense that he would be a screenwriter. So that is what we're going off for there. I'm probably going to have to use more hints going forward just to figure out some of these branches, like where to get information from. But yeah, because we learned about, like I said, Penelope Tessa Green and her son Jack, but I have no clue where they come into this on the family tree. Otherwise, why would it give us pictures of them if they're not part of the family tree? This would be the first instance that I know of where they aren't related to the Rootrees at all, but I could get pictures of them. Yeah, anyways, that's where I'm going to leave this one, guys. I hope you all enjoy, and we will continue to work on solving this puzzle next time.